What's up YouTube, Joe here from Zephyrwargames, and I'm bringing to you guys an update for Megidramon. I know I did one somewhat recently, but that was a more Trinity burst focused build, and this is a 100% more competitive focused build for you competitive players out there looking to build and play Megidramon. So this is the build for you if the Trinity tech was not to your fancy. Trinity Burst OTK to be matter. So before I get into it, if you enjoy, give a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification because obviously if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. And all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So let's get into this profile. So I do want to quickly say I did really give Megidramon not enough slack, not enough credit, as you could say. The deck is, after testing, so strong, and I actually do think it can be a good solid meta contender if put in the right hands and built in the right way. This is my take on it. Utilizing a build that I saw online, swapping out the main core and the main focus color of the deck, and again swapping some ratios around to fit my personal playstyle, adding in some text that I think can do very well and combo very well with the deck, and just trying to tick as many boxes as I possibly can in terms of like certain matchups, certain Digimon removal, and so on and so forth. So let's get into Megidramon. As you can see, I am a red base. I currently don't own 4 copies of Promo Digimon, the new one where it'll on delete purple if you are called Growlmon. On delete, recur a Growlmon name and a Gallantmon name from trash to hand. I've gone for a red base instead, because again I don't own those copies, and I do think red base is still, in my opinion, a superior base color for the deck, as a lot of the strong Gallants and text that you can utilize within the archetype are still mono red. There are obviously some cards in here that are just mono purple, and obviously then certain cards don't mesh with those in terms of consistency and searching. But I think it's all fine. So I've gone for the Gigi from EX2, where when attacking, if you are called Growlmon or Gallantmon or Guilmon, you get to draw 1 card. Great consistency for the deck. You are an offensive deck, so most of your plays are triggering when you're attacking. So being able to have this when you attack means that you can, instead of recurring the piece, you're drawing a card. So you can hopefully just draw into the piece that you need. It just gets you more cards into your hand, so you don't actually then need to recur a piece back. Obviously there are ways you can recur pieces, just get cards back to the board. But yeah, so I just gone for 4 copies of the EX2 Gigi for my red base variant. 4 copies of the new BT21 Guilmon. On play, by trashing a card with Guilmon, Growlmon, Gallantmon or Megidramon in its name, you get to draw 2. Inherent is on delete, gain 1 memory. Great consistency piece for the deck. Letting you draw, getting you some memory back when your body does get deleted is absolutely fantastic, as obviously your Megidramon is going to just self-destruct himself. So being able to just pop those memories back, allowing you to continue your turn, is absolutely fantastic. 3 copies of Guilmon X Antibody. You can play 4 copies of this. If you do, I'd probably drop down one of the next Guilmons in your deck, but I think 3 is just fine. In testing, I never needed to see the 4th copy. We're drawing enough because we're spawning back Guilmons. We're drawing because of the Gigimons as well. Like, we're just netting so much advantage that I feel like I never needed to have the extra X Antibody to search. We're not deleting a lot in terms of like our body actually staying. As far as I know, my rulings is that when the Megidramon nukes everything, it's not actually going to gain the 1 memory of this because it's no longer on the field to gain that memory back. It's going to gain this one, but it won't gain this. So it does have some anti-synergy with your top end's play, but still needed as a free off. And to round up, we're playing 3 copies of the Rush Guilmon. I really want to have the Rush Guilmon in circulation, so I'm playing 3 copies of it. There was times I was seeing maybe too much of it, so I could probably drop one down and add in the 4th Guilmon X, or just add in another Guilmon, a different Guilmon, maybe the EX2. for an additional search, but I think free rush Guilmon is also just fine. You really need to see it because it is your rush for game when your body does get nuked for your combos. Moving to the ground ones, we're playing 4 copies of the BT21 ground one. On play when digivolving, delete an opponent's Digimon 4000 DP list. If you don't, you you trash 2 cards from your deck, and then gain same one delete, gain 1 memory. Inherent, great card. It gets you cards in the trash for your obviously your Galantmon Crimson mode play, but also by milling your deck, you get to get upper cards in the trash, and the higher trash count you have, the higher the thing Megidramon can play back on delete. And again, that on delete, gain 1 memory to pull the turn back to you. 3 copies of Groundmon X Antibody. When digivolving, draw 1, trash 1, and if you have Groundmon in your sources, you gain on delete to play a Guilmon from your trash without paying cost, a Guilmon name. So you can play Guilmon X. The inherent is if you delete one of their Digimon, gain a memory. This is great in your stack when your stack gets deleted, as you get to spawn 2 bodies back, and it combos very well with another card in the deck, which you'll see later. The last Groundmon in my deck, I am playing 1 copy of the BT12 Groundmon, which if you don't have a Deccato in play a Deccato when digivolving, and the inherent just gives you a 2k buff if you're called Galantmon. This does help your guy get a little bit bigger, as Megidra is only a 13k base body. So if you do need that extra DP buff to keep yourself alive, if you want to stay alive or to beat over an opponent's Digimon that has delete protection, so you want to like kill it twice, that 2k buff can help. But I'm mostly using it for the early game to just play a Deccato if I don't have one. So I just like it for that utility. 4 copies of the new BT21 War Groundmon. This card is absolutely fantastic. So on play when digivolving, trash 2 cards from your deck, then this Digimon gains raid and retail to the end of your opponent's turn. And then when attacking once per turn, you may digivolve into a Chaos Galantmon name or Megidramon name in the hand. For every 10 cards in both players' trashes, reduce the cost by 1. This card is absolutely fantastic. The inherent is on delete to trash your opponent's top security card. It just helps your progression plays. It fills your trash, it lets you evolve for cheap. Like, this card just does everything for you. Like, this card's so good. The only thing it doesn't do is evolve into a non Chaos Galant or Megidramon. So you can't do it for that. But, you know, it's still War Groundmon. It still gets your opponent to trash the security if they do remove your stack. Overall, great card. I'm taking 1 copy of War Groundmon Ace. So the reason I'm playing the 1 copy of War Groundmon Ace is not to put it in your stack. It's to play it off your stack when your stack gets deleted. As because it is a Groundmon name that is a play cost of 5, meaning that when your Megidramon does delete itself, you get to then play a 3 cost Digimon from your trash or the Guilmon family that isn't Galantmon. For every 10 in both players' trashes, you add 2 to the play cost, which means that you only need 10 cards to jump from playing to a level 3 to play a level 5, which then you can evolve into your Rush Galantmons, and then and then just get an additional swing. He does have an on play to delete opponent's Digimon play cost of 3k or less. For every Digimon they have, add 2 to the play cost, which is absolutely fantastic. Then and every time each one you delete, you gain a memory, so you can pull some memory back if something lived in it or something floated when everything died. Just nuke that little guy that floated, pull some extra memory back. The inherent is you get to add 5, I believe it's 5,000. I think it's 3,000. Add 3,000 to a DP based this Digimon's DP based deletion effect, so that can happen for you. But yeah, it's mostly here to play back from the Megidramon as my flex tech. If you don't want to play this card, play the War Groundmon that mills both players' decks and then plays back a Guilmon or Deccato, if you want to go down that route. For the last level 5s, I'm playing both War Groundmon X's. Both serve different utilities, and I do like utilizing them both as a one-off tech. Obviously, the War Groundmon X, the newer one, from EX5? 8? 5. Well, that's way old. EX8. Evolves for 1 memory, deletes an opponent's Digimon with 10k or less if you have Wargramon or Eccentric Body in your evolution sources. Otherwise, you're also just gaining 3k DP and immunity to bounce to hand or deck. The inherent is just set +1, which is which is still very, very strong. If you can combo, if you have enough memory, you can go from this into this and then go into your Megidramon or anything of that nature and just get additional checks in. But I do like taking in the old Wargrowl X for the new Megidramon strategy, as it does when Digivolving give 2 of your opponent's Digimon, or up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon, the effect on delete losing memory, and that's going to happen whether you have Wargrowl in your sources or not. If you do have Wargrowl in your sources, you do get to delete 2 of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. But this is mostly there to give your opponent's Digimon the condition of losing a memory, so that way when you do go into Megidra and you do nuke your opponent's Digimon, you do get to gain the additional memory and pull memory back. It's just there for my tech slot. It does also just evolve for free memory as well natively, which is also very handy. For if you don't see sometimes the Wargrowl and you only see this, you can just evolve into this, give your opponents a condition, go into Megidra, maybe be able to blitz into your opponent's security and just nuke their board and gain some memory back. Speaking of Megidra, the main side of the deck is 3 copies of BT21 Megidramon. He evolves for 4 memory on a Growlmon name. That's level 5. He has set +1 natively. End of attack once per turn, delete all Digimon on the board. And then on delete, you may play back a Digimon with Guilmon or Growlmon that's named from your trash with play cost of 3 or less. For every 10 in both players' trashes, add 2 to this play cost maximum. He is always treated as having Chaos Gallantmon in his name, so he is still called a Gallantmon. He is still a Gallantmon Digimon. Absolutely fantastic card, just nukes your opponent's board, controls your opponent's field, chips at your opponent's security with additional security checks. It combos so it's such a strong card. I really underestimated playing it until I gave it a go. Like, this deck is just so much fun, but also just very powerful when it pops off. The other Megidramon that I'm taking is 1 copy of BT5 Megidramon. So he evolves for 3 memory on just present purpose. He's not called Chaos Gallantmon, so do bear that in mind. He's only called Megidramon. When Digivolving, both players trash top 5 cards of their deck. And then on delete, if you have a Tamer in play, you get to play 1 level 6 Digimon card with Gallantmon in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Absolutely dangerous card. I was winning games because I was swinging with this, evolving into this, getting this killed, and then doing a trash from my opponent's security. And then because I also evolved into this prior in my combo, I was spawning back a level 6 Gallantmon with Rush, and I was also spawning back a Guilmon with Rush. So I was getting additional 2 checks after already chipping like 1 or 2 security away. And then that was like getting me games. Like, it's absolutely a fantastic card. I'd only ever play it as a one-off tech, as this is still your primary boss monster Megidra to go into. But being able to just have this float into any of your other level 6s is absolutely disgusting. Like, worst case scenario, I'm probably just floating back into this, which is still like, this guy's around. Like, next turn, he's swinging, he's doing 2 checks, he's still nuking the field, he's still playing a body back. Like, he's still floating, he's still doing being aggressive and oppressive on your opponent's turn, like, or on your next turn. It's still very, very good. So yeah, I do recommend highly taking in 1 copy of BT5 Megidra. Like, you will not regret it, in my personal opinion. The Gallant I was playing back primarily was the new promo Gallantmon. He has Rush and Blocker natively. He has, when Digivolving and on play, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with free 13k DP or more. If it didn't delete, you recover 1. So it's a nice form of recovery in the deck, in the actual form of recovery +1, which is something I never thought Gallantmon would have. He does have a way to play himself with cheap. Is if your opponent has a Digimon 13k or more DP, you get to reduce this card's play cost by 2 for every 5 in both players' trashes. So he's a similar play cost reduction from the Gallantmon from BT12. I think it's BT12 or BT13, the old Rush one. But in my personal opinion, I just think this is overall better. I'd rather have this one. He has the blocker, so he's still defensive natively. I don't need something else to give him blocker. He still deletes things. He recovers, which is something that the other Gallantmon didn't. Overall, I am enjoying playing this Gallantmon. 1 copy of Megidramon. He is still a Galantmon. He's still level 6. He can still be played back from Megidramon. He has his own form of rush, being with Vortex. He does Alliance. He just does so many things. In matchups, in certain matchups, this card is just absolutely a boss monster to have. And he just evolves for free memory as well on just all of your guys, which is just a great way to, like, if you... Sometimes I had a moment where this got killed, I spawned back a Guilmon, I gained a lot of memory back via like overflows and stuff like that from my opponent. I just climbed up the Guilmon that I just replayed back into a War Growl, and I just evolved into this to pass turn, when I also had another Galantmon on the field as well. Like, I just had double level 6s just sitting there chilling. Like, my opponent couldn't do anything from that. Absolutely great card. For the last level 6, I am taking still 1 copy of Galantmon X. He can only evolve on this Galantmon, but it's worth it. Like, it's just worth it. He's still an oppressive boss monster, even in Megidramon. Worst case scenario, I get this played off the BT5 Megidramon. Like, he's still being protected on your opponent's turn. He's still a 12k threat. They can't easily remove this card, and they have to remove this, because if they don't, he's swinging on your opponents on your next turn, restanding, trashing, deleting. Like, he just does so much just on his own without having a stack underneath. And being able to play this, rush with it, and then just turn it into this, nuke something else, and then, you know, maybe getting a restand or a trash. Like, it just does so much for you. Having it as a one-off tech, I think, in Megidramon is something not a lot of people are doing. And I do really like it, as, again, a one-off tech. For the last of Digimon, I'm playing 2 copies of Galantmon Crimson Mode Ace. You can play a Omni X if you want to. I just think Galantmon Crimson Mode is just enough. The only thing it can't evolve on is BT5 Megidra, but he's not there to be evolved onto. He's there to just go in, get a check, die. He's there to get deleted. That's just what he does. Moving on to Tamers, we're playing 2 copies of the Memseta Takato from BT. Why am I forgetting all my set numbers? It's BT19. Yeah, BT19. Gives you a Digimon raid, lets you attack, sets your memory to 3. He just does everything for you. It's the only Takato I play, and it's the main reason why I'm playing the BT12 Growlmon to play this card, because Growlmon says if you don't have a Takato, play it. Whereas the new one says if you have a tamer, if you have 1 or less tamers, play a Takato. Which means if I'm flooding the field with my analog youths, I can still play a Takato off the Growlmon, because, you know, I don't have a Takato still. Analog youth's great in this deck. You're deleting yourself. Your high level that is being deleted, so you just get to pull a lot of memory back off the analog youth. It searches, it trashes, it just does everything for you. It's the best tamer for your deck. Moving into the options for cards, we're playing 3 copies of the Digimon that I designed. Main, if draw 1, trash 1, and put it in the battle area, and then your turn, with 1 of your effects deletes a Digimon. Delay 1 of your Digimon with Guilmon or Growlmon in its name may digivolve into a Growlmon or Galantmon in its name or Megidra from your trash without paying the cost. So you can just climb up your stacks for free, get your stacks back into play. Just a great card. I think you only need to play it as 3. I don't think 4 is needed. You could maybe drop it to 2 at the very least, but I think 3 is comfy. I am enjoying it at 3. We are playing 2 copies of Red Men Boost and 2 copies of Offense Training, as we are a red-based deck. I think red is fine. I really enjoy having the red cards in the deck and being a red base. It just fits me personally as a player. I think these are great. It adds everything in your deck. The only thing this doesn't add is this, which is like, I don't care. Too much, really. I need to see everything else. If I can go a game without seeing BT5 Megidra, I'm still fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. The only thing offense training doesn't hit is also these 2 cards. There's times when I did like use this and I top deck these, and I'm like, that's annoying. But the main reason is I got it into play. The main reasoning for this is also just reduce my evolution costs, so I can climb up a little bit cheaper. So bottom decking these 2, you know, it happens. I don't really care too much, personally. And then last in the cards in the deck, it's just 2 copies of Red Scramble. You know, it's Scramble. You're milling your deck a lot. There's a lot of times I was just like decking close to deck out, but like having a Scramble just chilling on my field means that I'm still getting 1 extra turn, and I'm still putting something to the top of my deck. I'm still getting a level 3, maybe if my board is completely wiped. But yeah, it saves you in the games when you do go heavily, like if you just milled a lot, and you've drawn a lot, you trashed a lot. So having the scrambler there is great. But that, guys, is the deck. That is my competitive Megidramon profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. I like to call this Guilmon and Friends, Guilmon and Family, as I'm utilizing everything. The only thing I'm not utilizing is actual Chaos Gallantmon. But yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't need to really utilize Chaos Gallantmon in this deck. If I wanted to, I'd probably play one EX4 one. I'd probably drop the Megidra for that slot if I wanted to really drop it and put it in. Or maybe the Gallantmon X if it doesn't do well. But that, guys, is my profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I do hope for the more competitive Megidramon players that didn't like the Trinity vs OTK build, get something out of this one. Again, this is my red base tech. A lot of people are playing purple base. That is also very, very good. Again, I just don't own promo Digimon, so I went for the Gigi that I did have and went for the base that I currently play, and that suits me personally. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of this and what you're doing for your Megidramon player, Megidramon deck. Are you playing Megidramon? Have you moved from Gallant X to McGee? Or are you still sticking with Gallant X? And if you are playing McGee, what build are you playing? Red, purple, what techs are you utilizing? So on and so forth. It'll help everyone out. So always, like, comment, and subscribe to next time. As always, stay safe and of course, happy dueling.